Hey, this is Shiraz, and before we get started, I just want to let you know that when I clear something for someone, when I cause a shift, I tend to yawn and cough from the energetic shift that happens. I don't know why it happens. It's just how my body works. And if you don't know that, you're going to listen to this video and go, what the hell is wrong with this guy? You might still think that, but now there's more of an explanation. The other thing to keep in mind is that if you hear something that you can absolutely relate to, when I cleared for them, you can get it cleared for you too. Just say yes when they're saying yes, and it works. I have people that watch these videos every morning to get stuff cleared. This can be your new morning habit too. Okay, that's enough for that. Let's get on with the video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you get a great shift out of it. See you soon.
My work, my business. I am a hider. I want to step out of that
Mm,
addiction to hiding.
okay. What are you hiding from?
It feels safe to hide.
Okay.
The idea that if those stories around um, I'm arrogant or um, if you get too high, then like pride goes before a fall or those types of stories.
Oh, yes. Pride comes before the fall. Okay. Who taught you that pride comes before the fall?
Um, I come from I think there's some religious tradition.
Yep.
I think there's some history around African Americans raised in the South of a certain age,
Yep.
where southern trees bear strange fruit. If you get
Yep.
out of your place, and so it's feels safe, coming out of that history and tradition. But I know it's not good for my business.
No, no, definitely not. And one of my favorite phrases is it's about fitting in, but right. And it's just in line with when you because you talk about hiding. If Tetris has taught me anything, it's that when you fit in, you disappear. Right. And you got to think about the people you admire most. Do they fit in or do they stand out? Right? So this feels like just people having negative judgments towards you. Is it okay for people to hate you?
Sure, that's their business.
Okay, so that's not actually coming up true. Okay. So yeah, it is their business. If they want to hate you, they're going to hate you. Right? If you're worried about giving off the wrong image, then you're not going to actually be you. You're going to try to be what you think people will accept. Right? And there's a lot of people doing that, and especially as they get more and more visible, they're like, okay. And people get taught this. You're like, you're a role model now. You've got to behave the right way as a role model. I'm like, no, you became a role model because you were you, not because you were behaving the right way. Right? So you just need to keep being you and let people, make their own decisions.
Sure.
So are you willing to step out of the story that you have to make sure people don't hate you?
Yes.
Are you willing to step out of the story that the more successful you become, the more prideful you become?
Yes.
Okay, that's not a real yes.
Mm.
Okay, here's what happens is when you create more success, you get actually freedom to become more of you, right? So if people were full of themselves and then they create success, they just become more full of themselves. If people are genuinely seeking to help other people and they create more success, they help even more people.
Mm.
I was talking to one of my clients recently, and 8-figure business owner, and she said, "Well, these people were talking to me, and they're like, we'd love for you to participate in this event we're doing, and I know we're probably not big enough, but we'd be honored." And I'm thinking, what are they talking about? And I'm like, yeah, because you're kind of a big deal. And she's like, I am. But she's just doing the work.
Mhm.
And while it's growing the company, she's happy that the company's growing. She's not seeing herself at a celebrity status. She's just seeing herself as a person status. But
Right.
other people are seeing her as a celebrity status. And this is what happens with a lot of the growth is people don't see themselves at that level. They're just doing their thing. Right. This is also where a lot of celebrities end up falling, like going into drugs or alcohol thing, because they get taught that there's now, I have to have all this pressure on me. I have to be a certain thing. And so that's why they collapse their career so they can go back to where it's safe. Right? You are not a prideful man. Now, is it okay to say that you can get things done and you can help people and they should work with you? Absolutely. Right? That doesn't mean you're full of pride. That just means you're confident. So are you willing to step out of the story that the more successful you become, the more prideful you're going to become?
Yes.
And this is the thing. You want to be aware of your capabilities. You want other people to be aware of the capabilities because otherwise they're not going to want to work with you. That you need to stand out and be in that space of confidence. Prideful is when you're basically throwing it in their faces as opposed to saying, I can help you. I know for some reason a lot of Christians get taught that you've got to downplay yourself. That's what humility is. Humility is not downplaying yourself. It's just not throwing your skills in other people's faces.
Right.
And I'm like, well, where did you get this? And they said, like, that's what Jesus taught us. I'm like, Jesus, the same guy that said, I am the way, I am the light. Just like, no one thought he was prideful. He's just being honest, right? So,
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
so when you get that, you can celebrate your awesomeness
Mm.
without being arrogant about it, and people will celebrate it with you too. So I still do this to a certain extent because it's fun. Is something will go right, and they said, you know why that went right? And they're like, why? Because I'm awesome. I'm like, oh, come on. And I'll say it over and over again. And eventually I'll say, hey, you know why this worked out? And they're like, because you're awesome. I'm like, you got it. And now
Yeah.
they're programming me now because they're repeating it back, right? There are certain things you can do to raise your frequency and get people to program you back. And one of the things that you're in the community, uh, when something just goes right, you celebrate it and then you normalize it as this is the type of success. So that's just how I roll,
Mm-hmm.
right? When you have a success, it's because everything always works out for me. And as you keep repeating, everything always works out for me, you program yourself to look for opportunities where you're going to succeed, to attract opportunities to succeed, and success just starts happening more and more and more. You can't do that if you're hiding. Okay. There's something else that's coming up for you. Do you have to make sure you don't overshadow anyone?
Mm.
That's not coming up true. I just sort of think, is there anyone in your life you don't want to feel bad because you're so successful?
No, but if so, I'm willing to step out of it.
Okay, because that's definitely coming up. Are you willing to step out of the story that you have to make sure you don't overshadow anyone?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. What other advantage does hiding get you? What do you avoid when you're hiding? Okay, something's going on there. Ooh.
Let's go there. There's okay,
Yeah.
example. Um, Getting on a call, prepared, excited about an opportunity.
Hmm.
I tend to be a very timely person. If a person is late,
Hmm.
I'll say, well, maybe they canceled. Maybe I didn't. Well, that's okay. But that bothers me when I do that.
Okay.
That I'm willing to to let that opportunity go by because I would prefer to hide.
Okay. So are you trying to avoid confronting people about letting you down?
I don't understand that.
So you said you're waiting, they're not showing up.
Right.
So now you're letting the opportunity go by. So instead of like, and I don't know if they're not showing up, do you start texting them? Do you start calling them? Do you send emails? Like, where are
I
you?
do.
I'm waiting for you.
Yes.
Okay. And if they don't show up, what's the feeling?
Sometimes there's actually been a sense of relief
Okay.
that they didn't.
Yeah.
Um, Others is, well, I'll try again next time to reschedule and we'll see what happens.
Okay. So it's that sense of relief that we have to focus on because now you're just avoiding.
Mhm.
Wow. So when you are with these people, wow, does each person become a responsibility? There it is. Okay.
And we've been down this one before.
We're going to go down it again. Okay. So if every person you work with, whether you're coaching them or you're working with them, if they become a responsibility, then as you accumulate more clients, more partners, the responsibility grows and grows and grows. Oh yeah, your whole body's reacting to this. Okay, so this is the withdrawal, right? We kill it out, you come back in. So are you willing to step out of the story that you have to be responsible for all the other people in your life?
Yes.
Is it your job to save others?
No.
That's not coming up true. Okay. Are you willing to step out of the story that it's your job to save others?
Yes.
Oh, that almost moved and you pull back.
Oh God. It's it's almost there.
It's almost there. So here's the thing. How do you feel when you've worked with someone and they get that big result? Okay, thank God for you, Nicholas.
Oh, yeah, that's the high.
That's the high. So the high is coming from saving, not from the doing the work.
Mm.
All right. And so what happens then is that the high comes from saving. You have to attract people that are technically victims so you can save them. Okay. So this can show up in a bunch of different ways. And number one is that if they the victim comes in and you save them, then they'll immediately stop working with you rather than continuing with more because I've been saved. Bye-bye. Sometimes you'll attract a victim that doesn't want to be saved, and so you're not getting results with them no matter how hard you try. But they're in that energy that you resonate with, and this is someone I could possibly save. So then you just get frustrated in your business. And then people that are making progress but not having that safe, like I've just been saved moment, you'll not want to work with them. You'll be like, oh man, I got to work with Keith again. Even though Keith is doing great now, right? He's just not having savior moments. So when you decide the addiction comes from just that fulfillment of I've made that difference, I've done what I can, I've contributed to that person, whether or not they have the results, then you don't need to save anyone anymore. So are you willing to step out of the story that your value comes from saving people?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. How's that feel?
Dead on.
Okay.
Dead on. because
Cool.
an entire career of your job is saving people. We're saving souls. We're saving, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I know the feeling. I once walked in when I was in corporate. I walked into my boss's office and I said, "Do you hate me?" And she's like, "What? No, I love you. Why would you think I hate you?" I said, "Because the last like 10 clients have all hated my guts. I've walked into hostile environments and it feels like you're giving me the worst job." She goes, "Yeah, but you always fix them, right? You always come back and they're happy and everything's fixed and everyone's satisfied." And then I realized, oh my God, I'm trying to save everyone. So she's giving me all the jobs where I have to save people. But it sucks, right? It sucks. Okay. All right, you good?
We're home. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a like. And if you had a shift of your own, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. Also, check out the description for energetic magic events that you can attend every single month. Be well, be aware, and be magical.